I think it's worth investing your own capital in what you do. I don't believe in the sort of other people's money thing.
I hate spending money until I'm making money.
I hear people say never put up your own money, and I'm saying put your own money up.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Elon Musk.
Zip2 happened, you sold it, and it...
And bought the McLaren, yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, you invested most of that money into your next venture, X.com.
That's right. Yeah, most of the funds went into X.com, which was later renamed PayPal, and that worked out pretty well.
It worked out pretty well, but looking back on it, because you put a lot of your eggs in that basket, would you advise entrepreneurs to roll the bones quite the way you did?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think it's worth investing your own capital in what you do. I don't believe in the sort of other people's money thing. I think if you're not willing to put your own assets at stake, then you shouldn't ask other people to do that.
I hate spending money until I'm making money. I think this is how so many people end up going broke. You take all the money you have, pour it into your business, and because you don't know what you're doing yet, you fail and end up losing everything. Taking that one shot may mean you're in debt for the rest of your life. I want you to take a smarter path. So I look at my YouTube channel as an example. I've started this channel 10 years ago. It's crazy, just over 10 years ago. What a crazy ride. But when I started it, I had nothing, and I didn't want to spend my money on hiring a bunch of people and investing into gear and equipment and everything else. And so I started by just asking a friend of mine, Mark, who's been a long-time friend of the channel, if he would come and film me. He had a video production company at the time. He said, Mark, can you come and film me for one episode? And he did, and he came in and he filmed me. And it was a lot of work and a lot of editing afterwards. But he did it because he was a buddy of mine. But he wouldn't do every video like that. And so I had to find other ways. I had to borrow equipment from my friends. And when I couldn't borrow their camera anymore, I used I went to pull from my cell phone, but this didn't exist 10 years ago. I didn't have this capability 10 years ago. I used whatever phone I had, whatever camera I had. These tiny little things. I don't know if you remember the flip cam that I would just prop up on a desk in front of me or on a bookcase, and it would tilt, and so the video itself would be a little bit looking like it was moving because it wasn't fully stable sitting there on the shelf. I had sold my business, I had made some money, I had another successful business with my website, I had 8 people on my team, but I don't want to spend money till I'm making money. I don't think that's a healthy practice. Maybe I'm a little too risk averse, maybe I care too much about protecting my capital. I don't know. There are some people who go in and they take out a huge loan, invest everything they have, and sometimes they hit. Sometimes you hit. That's the appeal, that's the attraction. Sometimes it's gonna hit, but most of the time it's not. And I would rather, at the beginning of anything, put my heart, my energy, my hustle, my time, my passion, my creativity into something, not investing my resources, but investing my resourcefulness to see if I can start building something. And so with YouTube, I did everything myself at the beginning. I did all the editing, all the research, all the in front of the camera, behind the camera, everything. I brought some friends on where I could to help me borrow gear, use their time where I could, until I got to the point where I could afford to hire somebody. And the first person I hired was a part-time editor because I was starting to make some money from my YouTube channel. Instead of pulling money from my bank account or from a friend or taking out a loan or an investor, I put my energy, my hustle, my time into something. And when I started getting the result, then I poured that money back into the business to start hiring a part-time editor, who then became a full-time editor, who then became, researchers and other editors and people managing my community, and we've got this team now of 24 people. But that's how it started. Here's the danger with so many businesses. You start a business, you take out a big loan, you mortgage your house, you take out everything in your savings account, and then it doesn't work out, but also you may not be interested in it. There's so many entrepreneurs who started a business who want to be in the t-shirt business, and then you order 10,000 t-shirts to get the price break, and you sell 80 of them. And now you've got thousands of t-shirts sitting in the basement. Or you buy all this gear of tripod and microphone and light behind me there and a camera and lens and all of this fancy stuff, and then you make 4 videos. That's too often what happens with so many ideas. And so you don't know if this idea that you're going down will actually be the idea or not. You don't know if you're gonna love somebody till you get into the relationship, right? You don't know if this thing is gonna work or not. And so the best way to do it is to go and start testing. Not go and drop tons of money, potentially being in debt for the rest of your life on a guess, on a, I wish this could happen, right? And I think too many people end up making that huge financial decision, and then it prevents them from making a second. If you end up in crippling debt for the rest of your life, that makes it really hard to go off and start again on your own. It's not impossible, but you're stacking the odds against you. And so instead of making stupid financial decisions from the get, instead invest your heart, your resourcefulness, your energy, the people that you love, the people you look up to, all started with less than what you already have right now. If they can do it, so can you. You just have to feel that it's possible and start chasing down your dreams. So I'm gonna give you a 3-step process to take that idea you've got and start with 0 money. Step number 1 is break your big vision down. What is your big vision? We, as entrepreneurs, love having big visions. It's amazing, it's the best. We're gonna change the world, I love it, yes. And you gotta start small. You think big and you start small. That's the key, that's the process. You don't just think big and start big. You don't think big and then raise $100 million and boom, you're off changing the world. Everybody you've looked up to started smaller, right? And so you break your big vision down. I'm not asking you to lower your standards, and I'm not asking you to not dream big, because that big dream is gonna be the thing that will carry you through. When you're hopeless, when you don't know what to do, when you feel like everything's against you, that big dream will be the thing that saves you, and you need to start smaller. So you take that big dream, that utopia that you want to build, you want to change the way something's done, and then break it down into what's the smallest step that I can do right now. Step number 2 is ask yourself, what's the fastest way to making money? Making money is important. I think people have a messed up view on money. Money is important. Even if you're a charity, money is important. Money has to be in your top 5. It's not number 1, but it's got to be in your top 5. And so what in your big vision, as you break it down, what's the fastest way to start making money off this thing? It's an important question to ask. I'm not asking you to sell your soul and do something you don't want to do. I'm not asking you to do something only because of the money. I don't think that's going to be a recipe for success. You have to chase down things that you love doing. What you love doing, with where there's an opportunity, people will pay you for, that's the start of a business. But in this big vision of yours, some paths will take a lot longer to realize, and some paths can be realized right away. An example, start a service-based business instead of product. Product takes research, takes development, takes time, manufacturing costs, all of that. Shipping, lots. There's lots built into that. Service-based business is just your time. Start there. Even if your long-term vision is to be up here, start here. Start making money. Because when you can start making money, when you can afford to quit your job, when you can get out of survival mentality where you don't know where your next meal is going to come from or how you're going to pay the rent, when you can start to build a team and have people around you who are contributing their skill sets to allow you to go off and do the thing that you have Michael Jordan level talent at, right? When you start building that kind of momentum, man, it feels great. And it allows you to build a real business. And so ask yourself, within the bubble of what you want to build, what's the fastest way you can start making money? And then number 3 is who can help get you there. You don't have to be a one-man army all the time. If you have nobody around you who will support you, if the people only around you are trashing on you, hating on you, great, then you're a one-man army or one-woman army, and you will will this thing into existence. You're gonna make it happen. But you don't have to be on an island most of the time. There are people who are willing to help you with advice, with guidance, with their time, with their support, with their resources, with their materials. My friend Mark came in and he filmed me on an off day for him. Now, I had to settle for the time that he had open. Great. My next friend then lent me his camera and I used that for my next video, right? You don't have to be a one-person show. Whatever is holding you back, think about the gap between where you are and where you need to be. Who can help get you there? Resources, time, connections, ideas, opinions, thoughtfulness, all those things can help you get to where you need to go if you reach out and ask. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I wanna know, how are you gonna break down your big vision into small steps? Let me know in the comments below.
I don't think my approach on business is what the average person would advise. Like I hear people say, never put up your own money. And I'm saying, put your own money up. Work harder than everyone, be patient. And just know that if you're gonna do something on your own, you're gonna have to feel some pain.
Earn money. Learn how to store the money and learn how to use it. Because if you can't do this, if you can't flow the money back out, if you're sitting on $1,000 right now, or $2,000 or $5,000, make it official that you're broke. Do not try to save $5,000. It's no money. Just make it official. Get rid of it and be broke. Because you're broke already. And maybe you'll hustle now like you need to replace your reserves. That's why when I earn some money, I store it, okay? If I store $30 million, I know I'm getting rid of it. Twice a year, I dump everything I have. Every penny I have does not go into some emergency account. It goes into an asset that will make babies or make me known. And you guys can do this. Everybody in the room can do this, okay? If I can do this, you guys can do this.
If you want Elon Musk's advice on how to sell any product, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Really, the way to sell any product is through word of mouth.
Making a product that people love starts with you making something that you love.